How dare you eat that barbecue? I'm going to get the manager on you.
r/Entitled Parents. Our first story we'll be reading today. Entitled Mom freaks out on me for eating non-vegetarian food and drinks at a barbecue place. From user PMS1712. After that, Entitled Stepmom and Stepaunt makes me share my sweet 16. From user CuddleBear0219. After that, Entitled Mom tries to get a pizza, but we're closed. From user Chance Bridge. After that, Entitled Mom wants to refund her ice cream after she started to eat it. From user Crimson Koopa. And then we'll be finishing up with I got revenge on my little brother for deleting my future. From user Rosalie. Thank you so much to our authors for letting us read your stories. And if you're an author who would like me to read your stories next, please submit them to the r/Mr. Reddit subreddit. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for new stories from Reddit every single day. Entitled Mom freaks out on me for eating non-vegetarian food and drinks at a barbecue place. Hi everyone, I'm on a phone. English is decent, yada yada yada. Background. This is a story about my 18th birthday celebrations. This takes place in India. To make my birthday special, we decided to dine at Barbecue Nation, a really great place. So this is how the place works. There are barbecue grills in the middle of each table and a little flag. When you raise the flag, the staff starts bringing you barbecue on those sticks. Don't know what they're called. And when you put it down, they stop, and you can have a buffet-style main course. So, since the place is usually full, you have to book online in advance and give vegetarian or non-vegetarian preferences for the barbecue. You could also book the place for special occasions. I, my dad, Mom, my uncle, and his fiancé were sitting at a table. I, my uncle, and his fiancé are non-vegetarians. My dad eats non-vegetarian, but prefers vegetarian. My mom is pure vegetarian. I and my to-be aunt are atheists, while Mom, Dad, and Uncle are Hindus. None of them are zealots, and they are very modern and never force their religion down others' throats. We have checked our reservation and settled down, and our conversation is multilingual, switching between English and Marathi as per convenience. The waiter brings in our initial barbecue. Time to meet the cast. We've got me. We've got my dad, my mom, my uncle's fiance, Entitled Mom, nice husband, nice kid, the waiter, and the manager. The entitled parent, nice kid, and nice husband were on a table beside us and were fussing over one thing or another since we came. As I took the first barbecue, chicken I assume, she came over to us and tapped my dad on the shoulder.
Excuse me?
Yes?
What is that, may I ask?
Points towards the mutton barbecue. Barbecue?
Can you please not eat non-vegetarian food sitting beside us?
Now, I'm trying to ignore the lady and get some food inside me. I'm starving, when she lunges ahead and knocks it out of my hand.
What? You ungrateful child. I just stopped you from sinning. You should thank me.
I try to say something, but she ignores me and speaks to my dad.
You shouldn't pass your sinning habits to your child. You...
Untranslatable no-no word.
He should be raised in a godly way.
Here we go.
Shut up, jerk. Why don't you leave my family alone and buzz off? I paid to be here, and I will eat whatever I want.
Entitled Mom turns to my mom.
As a woman, you shouldn't tolerate your husband sinning. You should divorce him and raise him yourself.
Lady, don't tell me how to raise my kids. This is a free country, and I'll eat whatever I want. My mom, the darling she is, almost never swears. Now, we had started eating in earnest, and very soon, the first servings had disappeared despite her objections. As the waiter came with second servings, she knocked them out of his hand. What an outrageous waste of good barbecue. Now I'm furious. One thing you should know about me is that I don't follow any religion, but am interested in the mythology and history of all of them, and have read not just the Hindu scriptures, but also the Bible and the Torah for pleasure reading.
If you're so into religion, why are you spilling food, you jerk? Doesn't your religion say that food is as precious as the God who created the world?
She has no answer to this. Now, nice husband steps in and takes her back amid renewed shouting. He promises to pay us back before leaving, and we trust this guy. So we get yet another serving of barbecue, after which comes the funny part. My dad orders drinks for the adults. I was not allowed. Drinking age is 21, though voting is 18, including Uncle's fiance. The drinks arrive, and then the entitled mom looks wide-eyed as fiance drinks her alcohol. Before either nice husband or nice kid could restrain her, she comes over to our table and sweeps the glass from fiance's hand. The glass falls and shatters. We were lucky that fiance didn't get hurt. Entitled mom started screaming about how she wasn't old enough and shouldn't be allowed to drink, and tries to slap her when my uncle, who's a big man, catches her hand and pushes her back forcefully. They begin a screaming match. Now, fiance does have a baby face and is shorter than I am, but she certainly doesn't look like a kid, as she's just a year younger than my uncle. Finally, entitled mom says the magic words.
I want to see your manager.
My uncle says,
No, I want to see the manager.
the manager comes and she begins a rant about how my family was corrupting me, how fiance wasn't old enough, and how we had thrown a glass at her. Now, fiance is on the verge of tears. She's quite faint-hearted. Fiance shows manager her ID with shaking hands, and the security footage proved that the entitled mom was talking BS. So, instead of paying only us for our barbecue serving, she'd have to pay the hotel for the glass she shattered. When she realized this, she bolted for the door, leaving nice kid and nice husband behind. Nice husband paid for all the expenses while nice kid apologized. Manager called mall security and entitled mom was caught. We did press charges, and the entitled mom is locked up in an institution somewhere, while I got a free birthday cake and coupons from the hotel for all my troubles. So, yay. Next we've got entitled stepmom and stepaunt make me share my sweet 16. Sup, Mr. Reddit? I've been watching your videos for a while and thought to share my own story. For the cast, we've got me, the stepchild, and therefore black sheep of the family. We've got step beast, or entitled stepmom. We have entitled stepaunt, entitled cousin 1, and entitled cousin 2, nice great aunt, nice aunt. And so we begin. Bit of backstory. I moved to Florida with my step family a while ago, and the entitled stories are many, but I'll stick with this one. I was super excited for my 16th birthday because I was all ready to have a big party and friends from school and to be finally like a normal kid. Stepmom never really let me do normal kid stuff. Hanging out with friends outside of school? Nope. Studying to get my permit? Definitely not. It's not like I was a bad kid, but she was just so controlling, and so was nearly the rest of her family. My father was a puppet parent and did whatever she wanted, going with the flow of her nonsense. But they had promised this year that I could pick where to have my party and who to invite. I was going to pick a skating rink, roller, not ice, because I thought it would be a fun idea. I was even all hype about it at school, telling all my friends about it and asking how they like roller skating. I had run the idea by stepmom, and she stated that sounded fun and that she would hammer out the details with my father. The day of my birthday comes around. It's a school day and a Thursday, but they had told me it could happen after school. They were going to send the invites to their parents on Facebook, so that way they would know who would be picking up and dropping off the kids for the party. Makes sense. You know, safety is the key. But it never happened. They never sent those invites because my friends were surprised when I told them that day was the day of the party and their parents wouldn't let them go without advance notice. I went home and was upset, so I did what any distraught teen would do. I hid in my room. Stepmom came by a bit later to bring me into the kitchen, where lo and behold, there was entitled cousin 1 and entitled cousin 2, already seated at the table with birthday crowns on their heads. I was confused. I was handed my own crown, and was set down at the table. A while later, a few other step relatives entered the house bearing gifts and all. Only 3 of them were for me. I'm not selfish and don't care much about presents, but this was my 16th birthday, a birthday promised to have been thrown at a skate rink. I questioned about it and was told to be grateful we were celebrating at all. Pardon me? Like, seriously? The reason I was given was that entitled cousin 1 and 2 wanted to have a shared birthday party with their older cousin, which on any other birthday I would have considered sweet. Not to say the thought wasn't. But they weren't very good at skating, and their mother, entitled Aunt, wasn't comfortable with them being around a bunch of rowdy teenagers. They brought out the cakes, and there was 2, none of which had my name on it. They didn't even buy me a cake. I don't care if it was just a cupcake or a cookie, but the fact that not only did they not let me celebrate with my friends, but were now expecting me to just ignore the fact that it was my special day threw me over the edge. Wait, so it's my 16th birthday. We were supposed to have gone skating with my friends invited, and now I'm here? And I don't have a cake? I'll admit, it sounded bratty, but for 1, I was a whiny teen, and for 2, I'd had enough of my self-important aunt who had been gloating about her kids' birthdays the entire time. Kids whose birthdays weren't for another month. Kids who were smugly watching me become more and more upset about being ignored on my 16th birthday.
We didn't buy one. You are sharing with your cousins.
I was shocked and appalled. This obnoxious lady. My dad was at work and so couldn't intervene or stop her madness.
You should be grateful that your cousins love you enough to share their birthday.
Their birthday? Today is my birthday. If anything, I'm sharing my birthday. Stepmom looked angry at my attitude.
You are being so selfish right now. Sweet entitled cousin 1 and entitled cousin 2 just want to have a birthday with their older cousin.
I was again astonished because those kids are anything but sweet. Entitled Aunt has 4 demon spawn offspring that are as entitled and nasty as the rest of them. At this point, nice great aunt steps in because she saw the commotion and wanted to see what was wrong. OP, what's wrong? What's wrong is that it's my 16th birthday, supposed to be my sweet 16, and we were going to go to the roller rink and my friends were going to be there, and now I have no friends here and no cake, and it's my birthday. I was almost in hysterics because these people had found ways to ruin every other holiday for me for years, but until now had been decent about my special day, and I was just so over and done with all of their nonsense and lying and attitude towards me. Is this true, stepmom? Stepmom was silent for a bit, basically having been caught by her own aunt in the act of being a witch to a 16-year-old who just wanted a nice birthday.
Well, yes, but you see...
Luckily for you and OP, nice aunt had called me earlier because she heard from you that OP wasn't going to have a cake, so I got one for her. Now, I understand that you might have been trying to save money, but it's the girl's 16th birthday. Show some sense, stepmom. Nice great aunt then summoned over her husband, who hadn't spoken at all during this exchange. He walked over with a beautiful ice cream cake with pink rose icing flowers and my name in cursive on top. I was happy that she had thought about me and was glad someone was on my side for once. She set the cake in front of me and my cousins automatically started wailing about how my cake was prettier than theirs. Here's where entitled aunt steps in.
Where did you get that cake from?
I bought it for OP because I was told she didn't have one.
What do you mean? She's sharing entitled cousin's cake.
Really? You were going to make a girl share someone else's cake on her 16th birthday?
Of course. The brat doesn't deserve her own cake anyways.
Nice great aunt looked stern now. Of course she does. As I remember, your kids don't have their birthday until next month. So the fact that you are even having her share her sweet 16 with 2 children is bad enough.
She's lucky to get to share her birthday with my kids. I think she's just being ungrateful. In fact, I think she doesn't deserve that cake. It should be for my boys instead.
Nice great aunt, looking completely done with her nonsense. It will not be for your boys. It will be for her. Your boys have cakes already. Your boys have tons of presents. She gets to have her cake. Insert Mr. Reddit Re here.
My boys have been good this year. They deserve this cake more than that little witch.
She used a different word, but I'm keeping it clean here.
She's nothing but a lazy slob who doesn't even help around the house and whines about having to watch my kids for me.
Enough, entitled aunt. I will not have you insulting this girl on her birthday. And if you can't calm down, step outside to take a breath. You're ruining the party. Entitled aunt, realizing that the rest of the party is staring at her, she stomps off to the front door, which she slams shut. Nice great aunt apologizes for entitled aunt's behavior to me and cuts me my first slice of cake. It wasn't perfect as an ending, because I got an earful later from entitled stepmom about causing a scene, but that cake was the sweetest I had ever had in my life, and the fact that someone had finally put entitled aunt in her place for once made my lecture afterwards worth every second. Next we've got entitled mom tries to get a pizza, but we're closed. This is the third time I've had to post this for some reason. I don't know why. This happened to me last night, and I swear I thought entitled parents were just something people make up for fun. But no, they are real, and I met one last night. But you're here to hear about the entitled parent, so here we go. Cast, we've got the entitled mom, the manager, and me. So I've been working at a pizza restaurant for the past 3 weeks now, and I work in the back cleaning dishes, mopping the floor, and cleaning the tables, etc. Now, it was about 10:20 p.m. or so when the last customers had left with their food. If a customer comes in between 9:45 p.m. and 10 p.m., they can eat, but they have to be gone before 11 p.m. And I was washing their dishes. I had worked almost a 7.5-hour shift next to a large machine that shoots hot water at you if you're not careful. I've burned my hands so many times that I'm used to it now. My manager had to come to the back to check that my area was clean and that I hadn't left any of my work unfinished. She said that I was good to go, but I didn't leave for another 10 minutes because I like my manager and wanted to talk to her for a bit. I eventually left and exited through the front door. I had just put my headphones in and was about to head to my car when I hear the most annoying voice in the world. Think Marge's voice from The Simpsons mixed with Lois's voice from Family Guy. And here comes entitled mom and her 3 kids, around maybe 5 or 6. I take my headphones out and look at her.
Excuse me? Is this place open?
I'm sorry, ma'am, but we're closed for the night. Our hours are from 10:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. Entitled mom stares at me like I just spoke in another language, and then one of her kids starts to throw a tantrum, saying that he's hungry.
It will only take a minute. All we want is 2 large pizzas, 3 drinks, and some ice cream.
Just a minute. I'm pretty sure that the pizza will take about 20 minutes, maybe even 30 because the oven was off. I'm sorry, ma'am, but we're closed for the night. There might be a Pizza Hut still. Entitled mom cuts me off and she raises her voice. And to be honest, I wish I could unhear that voice.
Listen to me, young man. I know the owner of this place, and I can have you fired for denying me service here. So, let us eat.
Before I can answer, my manager walks out of the restaurant and walks towards me as she wanted to say goodbye. But when she got near, entitled mom walks towards my manager.
Excuse me? He,
she points to me,
told me and my kids that we could eat right now, so let us in.
My manager looks at me and I shake my head no. It was pretty late and both me and my manager wanted to go home and get some sleep. I'm sorry, miss, but we are closed, and I know that he, points to me, couldn't start the restaurant back up this late at night for anyone. And even if we did let you in, all the food is put away, and we don't want to clean the restaurant again tonight. Now, if you could please leave, we need to go home. Me and my manager turn away and leave, but entitled mom screams at us for being disrespectful and how lazy we are for not giving them food. I put my headphones back in so I don't have to hear her god-awful voice. I get to my car and take my headphones out and start my car. I was just about to put my car in reverse My manager's car is in front of me, and I didn't want to hit it, when I hear entitled mom screaming at me from her Prius that is now blocking me from leaving my parking spot. Or so she thinks. The parking lot doesn't have those stumps that make sure you aren't in 2 parking spaces. If you're confused, I'm sorry. I don't know how to explain this very well. And the only car that is in front of me is, like I mentioned before, my manager's. She was about to get out of her car when I texted her, telling her to just drive away because I was stuck behind her and this woman didn't deserve the time of day. My manager just gives me a thumbs up and drives forward with me behind her, leaving entitled mom and her kids in the parking lot alone. I don't know what happened to them because I don't work again till Friday, and I'll update this if something happens. Thanks y'all for reading this. Update. So I walked into work today and went and talked to my manager. She told me that she didn't work that day because she had the day off for her mother's birthday. Note, I posted the original on a Tuesday, and all this happening below is on Wednesday morning. But one of the waiters told her that a woman and her kids, this was entitled mom, were waiting outside the door for them to open. I don't know if entitled mom had actually stayed the night in the parking lot or she had went home. Apparently, after entitled mom and her kids ate, she demanded that they get their food for free because we wasted her time and don't deserve her money as it was silly to waste it on a slob like this. After about 20 minutes of arguing, she decided that she would finally pay only when me and my manager came out and apologized to her for acting so rude. The waiter said that he couldn't do that because we both weren't working that day. The waiter knew who she was talking about because my manager told everyone to watch out for this woman. She lost her mind and said,
"Well then, I'm going to sit here until they arrive."
The funny thing was, I didn't work till Friday. She would have had to wait 2 whole days for me. Needless to say, she is now banned from the restaurant. And if you're wondering if she paid, she did. Next we've got, entitled mom wants to refund her ice cream after she started to eat it. Alright, so I work at a chocolate store in a small town that has a mall. We are also in Iowa, so we don't get too many entitled people. Alright, so like I said, I work at a chocolate store, but we do also sell ice cream there. I was with my coworker, let's call her Julia. Well, it was just me and her, and it was also a Sunday. It was slower than normal, and when that happens, we take turns with the customers. It was her turn to help someone who came in. This is where the entitled mom and her kid came in. Her kid was nice throughout the whole time they were there. Now Julia was out there helping them, and before they went to the chocolate area, the mom gets 1 scoop of strawberry ice cream in a cake cone. She and her kid then went and got some chocolates. When it came time to pay, she got her card out and paid for it. We've got entitled mom, Julia, my coworker, me, and nice daughter. Once she paid, she looks at Julia and says,
"There is not enough ice cream in this scoop."
Note, she had been eating it the whole time while getting the chocolates.
"I have only taken 1 lick, and this is how much is left. I want a refund."
Okay, let me just get my worker out here for you, because I don't know how to do a refund. Another note, she does not really know how to do stuff with the register, so she will get me to help her out. Crimson Koopa, can you come here and help me do this? I get up and go out to see them for the first time. Hi, how can I help you guys today?
"Ah, yes. I don't like how little ice cream there is on this cone. I have only taken 1 lick off of it, and this is how much is left. I would like a refund."
I look at the ice cream and know that she's lying, but I still put on a smile and get to the register to do a refund. I do the steps that I am supposed to, but the register does not work. Just give me 1 second, ma'am. I need to go find the paper to make sure I'm doing this correctly. I go to the back room to try to find the paper and could not find it. I then decide to call my manager to see if she could help me. I pick up the work phone and put in her number. It goes to voicemail, and now I just don't know what to do. I come back out to my coworker, just had enough of this entitled mom to where she says, "I will just give you some of my money." What I did not realize is, while I was in the back doing that, Julia was up front saying stuff like, "If you want, I could give you another scoop," and stuff like that. An entitled mom was saying stuff like,
It's not about the product, it's about customer satisfaction.
She also threw out the rest of her ice cream while I was in the back room. Like, she did not have to do that and eat the rest of it instead of throwing it out. I watch as Julia goes to the back room and gets $3 out of her purse and then comes back up and hands it to entitled mom.
Finally.
Nice daughter says, I'm sorry about my mom. Then they both leave and Julia tells me the missing pieces to the story. She rages about it for a while, but stops after we close. My manager had also been texting her on the phone and was saying that there was no way to do a refund on the ice cream, and that's why the register did nothing when I tried to give them a refund. Not the best ending, but it's one of my first interactions with an entitled person, so it was not so fun for me and my coworker. Hope you enjoyed this. And our final story of the day. I got revenge on my little brother for deleting my future. Hello, Mr. Reddit. First time posting to Reddit. I hope I do this right. Also on mobile. Cast. We've got me, Rose. We've got my adoptive mom. We've got my adoptive dad, Popsicle, dad. And we have Jerstan, jerk. So, backstory. I was taken in by a family at 2 weeks old with my 13-year-old birth mother. These people are now adopting me at the age of 17, so my entitled birth mother can't harm me anymore. Jerstan is also adopted, but he was adopted when he was 3 and I was 4, about 13 years ago. Jerk has some mental issues, but none that would make him do the things that he does to me, Mom and Popsicle. He has broken into my bedroom multiple times and taken extremely valuable items from me. About a month before this, Jerstan was caught with a tablet and a charging cable. I knew the cable was mine, so I had taken that back, but we all had matching tablets at one point, and he got his taken away. Also, I want to go to art school, possibly become an art teacher, which is why this was so detrimental to my future. The story. I was cleaning my room, going through my crystal collection to see what I could sell for some extra college money or turn into art pieces when I find my Kindle Fire case. I was excited because I had been looking for my Kindle and all the information that was on it. It had my portfolio for art school, 4 years worth of digital art, about 3 drawings per week, all my resumes for jobs, a lot of my personal pictures of my 2 baby sisters, and the last remaining photos of my first dog, Starla, who was my best friend since I was 3 up until I was 15 when she passed. I opened the case and find it missing, and I knew exactly who took it. I stomp out to the kitchen where Jerk was and start interrogating him. Where's my tablet?
I don't have it.
BS. Give me my tablet. I've started shouting at this point, and my mom comes out. What's wrong, Rose? Jerk took my tablet. Jerk? Where the heck is her tablet?
You have it. It was the tablet I was caught with.
Why didn't you say it was hers? Never mind. I was already in his room looking for more of my possessions he could have taken, which I did. My camera, tripod, and a few of my valuables were hidden in his drawer. I go through and take back everything I've given to him. Books, movies, computer, everything. Mom helps me and finds some of her stuff too. During this, I ask him how much of my stuff did he delete from my tablet, and he stays silent, watching Mom and I search his room. I go to Mom's room when I'm finished and grab my tablet, putting it on the table for Mom to look through. While she's looking through it, finding a ton of bad stuff he had put on there, Jerk piped up.
I wiped the tablet completely.
I look at him in shock. You what? Jerk stays quiet. 4 years of drawings, resumes, papers, photos, gone? Because you wanted to watch no-no stuff? I burst out crying. My entire college plan is down the drain because of this jerk I have to call a brother. I'm done. I spend the next 4 hours crying my eyes out. My mom gives up her tablet to me so I don't have to touch something he was nasty on, and so she can have the tablet as proof for the judge. He was already on probation for stealing a teacher's phone, and my dad put a new deadbolt on my bedroom door so I don't have to be scared about Jerk trying to hurt me during the night. I didn't even eat dinner because I did not want to be in the same room as him. I stared at the basement on my mom's bed, crying and cuddling a bulldog until I felt better. Mom played with my hair and we watched some YouTube to help calm me down. the revenge. Now, I am very petty. Mess with me, I'll ruin your day. So naturally, Jerk is no exception to my pettiness. I go upstairs after my mom gets me calm. It's around 11 at night by this point. I noticed some crap my puppy left on the training pad, and I get a gross and wicked idea. I pick it up with some toilet paper and go to the bathroom with it. I turn on the sink and some Disney songs so no one can hear what I'm doing. I open up half of the cabinet. I pop open the lid to his shaving cream and I smear the dog crap all over it, grinding it in. I decided to make this an art piece, so I take his toothbrush to give it some more muddy texture. I didn't like that, so I took his hairbrush and did it again. Still not happy. I took his razors, his body wash, his washcloth, everything of his that was in the bathroom, and used it to work up the art that I was making for the jerk. Nope, not enough. I pop open his shampoo and conditioner after liquefying some of it and funnel the liquid into the bottles. I rub it all over his acne face pads along with some cat urine in the container. I spit into the toothpaste. I dunk his comb into the toilet. He ruined my future, so I'm ruining the only thing he cares about, himself. I feel good at this point, sitting on the counter typing this. I'll update when I get his reactions. Edit. So Mom and Popsicle made me clean up the crap in the shaving cream can, but Jerk still hasn't noticed any of it. He hasn't brushed his hair, teeth, washed his face, nothing. He's so disgusting. But some good news. Mom and I got to speak to the parole officer today. He broke parole in 5 different ways. 1, he took my tablet. 2, he took my charger. 3, he erased everything from my tablet, destruction of property. 4, he watched bad stuff, against house rules. And 5, threatened to put me in the hospital. He's getting some jail time by next Wednesday. Thank God. And congrats to our re-generals of the day, Micah, Yarncraft, Corsi Husky, and Project Max. Become our next re-generals by dropping as many rees as you can in the comments below. That's all for now, but don't be blue. I'll be back soon with more stories for you. Remember to listen to Mr. Reddit every night so your dreams will be wonderful like you are and bright.